Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are doing well. Today we have here the Som Goku Effect Set. Now, I have some interesting concerns when it comes to this thing, but overall I've had some pretty good fun, messing around with it. But yeah, let's get straight into unboxing and talking about it. Alright, so let's first take a look at the main portion of this now. Mine looks like it fell outside the box, but that's alright. We do have here two key blast effects, two different sizes, of course. We've got kind of the slashing effects, impact effects, I guess you could say, and stuff like that, which in a second I will take a moment to unbox. But I really do have to say that windy hair on the Goku and the face expression looks really nice. I do have a Goku next to me that I'll plop it on and we'll take a look at it in a second. Yeah, overall, I mean, what it comes with, I do enjoy, but there are some concerns I have when it comes to the actual utility of them, if that makes sense. So let me grab the other one, and we'll also take a look at that real quick. Alright, so here's the underside of that packaging, and before I take it all out, because it'll be a lot easier for you to see, here are the different rings that you will need that go into the little peg holes there. Now, I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there. I already broke one of these, and if you didn't see it, like my story on Instagram or anything like that, yeah, I was pretty, annoyed about that, because these are plastic and coming right out of the box. You want to mess around with it, and I happened to try to put it in there, and keep in mind I was like not jamming it in, but I was like kind of twisting it in, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just kind of tried to put it in all one way, straightforward, but I ended up breaking this part of the peg off, which sucks because now I don't have a double-sided one anymore. I only have 3 of them, and they're all kind of different sizes, so it is what it is. But I would have preferred to use different material for these, because plastic is just too risky. Of course, most people don't know, like, let's put it in hot water before we use it. After I did that, yeah, most of these were fine to use, and I didn't have that problem anymore. But most people wouldn't do that. They would just want to mess with it as soon as they open the box. So I think that, Tamashii could do a little bit better there, considering the fact that these rings are going to be hidden by the effect anyway. Could metal have been a better option for the rings? I don't know, but some type of other material I think would have been better, at least on the end tips of the pegs. And as for this piece right here, which is the attachment that goes on your arm for the key blast, you only get one, which is kind of annoying, because maybe you want to do a rapid key fire effect and you're posing. You can only do one unless you buy another set, and then you'd still have an extra 2 key blasts that you can't really do anything with unless you use blue tack or something. So yeah, those are like my general concerns with it, but let's start opening and messing around with it. And here we have the windy hair effect along with the new faceplate. It looks really good on the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku body, but I just couldn't find him at the time right now. But he does look good on the full power Super Saiyan body as well. And yeah, I mean, it should work about on any body with a 2.0 peg, as far as I know. So have fun customizing with that. But I do think that the hair itself looks really nice. Compared to kind of the third parties that we do have, I would say this is kind of right up there with them, if not maybe a little bit better. Especially for the price point that you're getting it at, it's definitely a lot better, because most individual customizers might charge a little bit more. So yeah, if you happen to find that you can get this effect set, definitely go for it if you just want the hair. But without further ado, let's look at some of these effect pieces, and I'll put some of them on and give our final thoughts on them. So here are the key blasts. As I mentioned, this one's bigger, this one's smaller, and the clip, as you can see. And for that, you would just grab the little clip, and there's a small little slit opening at the bottom, which you would attach there. And as you can see, right here is where you would put the hand. And of course, I mean, I think I would prefer if they did it a little bit more like hit, I guess. There's not a lot of room between the peg and, let's see, yeah, there's not a lot of room right there. I mean, yeah, you can't really put your hand there entirely unless you're using the open hand effect. So I guess that's what it's intended for. But if you've got like fist, you know, angles are gonna be your best friend essentially with that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just noticed that some of the other effect parts, they have a larger or wider angle here, which allows you to have, you know, more space between the actual key effect and the hands. So that's my only complaint with that essentially. So I'm grabbing one of these other effect pieces here, and just to kind of demonstrate putting it in, you've got it right there. And I still recommend putting hot water in, as that'll just help loosen it up, make it so it doesn't, you know, feel super tight or have a, you know, even higher chance of breaking off. But essentially, you want to just make sure you're going straight in. And once you hear that pop, don't twist it. Just make sure everything's cool. If you feel like there's too much pressure when you're trying to turn and move it around, put it in hot water. Don't even bother trying to twist and move. Just put it in hot water. Trust me, it's gonna save you the trouble. And you won't have to be like me, who's down a whole peg and has to fish it out with a knife. Yeah, it'll save you time. And that's, again, one of the concerns. You know, if you break one of these, you're gonna have to buy a whole new set just to replace the rings, and nobody wants to do that. So yeah, be as careful as you can, I would say, with these is, you know, the best advice I can give. But yeah, let's keep moving on. I'm gonna put some of these effect pieces on my UI Goku here, and we'll kind of wrap it up and give our final thoughts. All right, so to conclude this review here, basically I just want to say, you know, again, the biggest concern is the effect pieces and their rings or attachment pieces. These things, you know, they break too easily, and you know, for the at least key blast effect one, it just goes like a little too close to the hand, and that's a nitpick there more than a complaint. And I just wish that they kind of went the route they did with some of the other ones for like Frieza and Hit, as I mentioned. But overall, I mean, the effect kit is pretty good at the price range. I definitely think if you find it under retail, it's a lot better for your buck, and you definitely should pick it up. The hair piece is really great. It's one of the standout pieces in this set, in my opinion. So definitely go for it. If you just want the head sculpt, buy the head sculpt and sell the kit. You know, I'm sure there are a lot of people like myself who would appreciate being able just to buy the other little rings and stuff, ring attachment pieces, so they can have extras. But yeah, overall, it's a great effect set. It looks great for a lot of the 1/12 scale characters. Of course, you can use these for not just only Dragon Ball. So keep in mind though that characters that are like Broly, Jiren type body builds, it probably won't fit along the boots area as well as the hands, just because of the size that they aimed for with this kit being Goku body. But in those cases, you could just use blue tack, so it's not necessarily a problem. But overall, I mean, each little effect piece that we get here, like these curved effect pieces, impact kind of windbreaker effect pieces, and curved pieces, smaller ones, there's a whole bunch. I think that they look really, you know, cool and creative, and I can't wait to see what other kind of things that they would do in the future, because this thing can be taken really far. It doesn't have to just be limited to Dragon Ball, as I've said in previous videos. You know, One Piece, Bleach, Naruto, for example, can benefit greatly from effect kits or kits in general, especially for a character like Goku, who just does so much, has many forms. You can do a whole bunch of different types of hair, options for one form in particular, and just different effect kits. Like, for example, we have UI Goku here. Just think of all of the things he did in the Tournament of Power and beyond that. The punches, like the air punches and stuff like that. You know, cool little effects that people do where they have the multiple punches kind of on a little plastic paper that makes it look like it's standing at. I don't know what the proper way to describe this, but you can understand what I'm saying. Stuff like that. You know, they definitely could branch out and create some really cool things. For stuff like One Piece, they could do a whole bunch of, you know, hockey effects and stuff like that for different characters and whatnot. It just has a lot of room for growth, and hopefully, you know, this did well in the market and they are listening to feedback, because I would not want to see this thing just be dropped, especially when third parties are still kind of doing effect kits here and there. And I think that it would push third parties as well to kind of get a little bit better in what they can produce, and also in turn it would make Tamashii have to kind of keep themselves on their toes too. But yeah, overall, definitely a pretty good pickup. Go for it under retail if you can. If not, resell it. You know, for the rings. But anyways, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this smaller review. I don't want to take too much time going through each individual little piece, just because, you know, overall I think that it's a pretty simple, you know, video topic for other discussions. But yeah, with that being said, there is the SH Figuarts Ichigo Kurosaki that I got, so hopefully that review will be coming in a couple of days as well. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.